Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Common. That's it for the video, bro. The NBA just released a play-in tournament, man. So like the play-in tournament is basically like the seventh seed and below to seventh seed to 10th seed. They play in a tournament to qualify for a playoff spot. And LeBron, his Lakers, they're not doing so well, so they might have to be in that playing tournament. He don't like that. And Stephen A, he don't like that. LeBron don't like that. So we finna get into the video and see what they think about it.
We hear the Lakers' woes, rightfully so. NBA champion Kendrick Perkins here with us. Perk, top of the morning to
Big
you,
Perk.
sir.
Perkins.
Good morning, my good people.
Good morning, good morning. And I'm going to start with you. I want to focus, though, on LeBron being salty about the play-in tournament. How does that make the NBA look, Perk?
It makes them look good. It makes the NBA look good because guess what? It shows that they ruffle the feathers and they're holding guys accountable. And some guys are going to be mad. LeBron James is not the only guy that's mad about the play-in tournament. I heard Luka Doncic and Mark Cuban complaining about it. But guess what? I actually love it because we all know throughout the history of the NBA towards the end of the season, it starts to get boring. People don't want to watch it. People are not engaged. But
Bro, because like the start of the games matter the most, man. Like, of course it's going to get boring if you ain't putting your whole effort into it. The playing tournament, it sounds good, but like, think about it. Some people need this after when you qualify for the playoffs. This is the time to rest. Like, LeBron ain't gonna get no chance to rest because he still have to play in the tournament. They used to play in the playoffs. They used to play KD. There's no chance. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I can see why these players are pissed because like they need time. They need time to rest. But when they play the tournament, and as soon as he wins the tournament, he's to play in the playoffs. There's no break. He ain't gonna feel 100%. I can definitely agree on him on that. But like, it's gonna be entertaining for sure for the ratings and everything. Like, it's still not over though. Like for
with the
every team, it's not
play-in,
over
it
till it's
holds
over.
everyone accountable. I look at last year, right before the bubble, when
Makes it more competitive.
Damian Lillard came out and said, I'm not going to the bubble unless I have a chance to compete for a title or a chance to get into the playoffs. He actually embraced the play-in tournament and actually
When you're a 10th seed trying to make it to the playoffs, anybody's gonna try to like bump that rule to a degree. If you're a 7th seed, which is pretty decent in my opinion, it's not fair because like you worked hard to get to that 7th seed just to play in another tournament, then get no rest. I don't know, man. It's kind of messed
went
up.
out there and handled his
It's
business.
kind of
So
fucked
I
up.
love it. As a former player, throughout the course of a season, certain teams tend to relax and take games for granted. In this case, you can't do
Yeah,
that
that's true.
anymore because you'll find yourself in this position. Now, who LeBron should be pissed off at, and y'all know LeBron is my brother. I've been knowing him since the age of 13, played with him for 2 years in
Dang,
Cleveland,
bro,
et
that's a
cetera,
long
et
time
cetera.
ago.
But who he should be mad at is his teammates. Because before
Big facts, bro. Kuzma, blame Kuzma for dropping 8 points with 30 minutes a game. Like, come on. Andre Drummond he's a center carrying the team. It's the teammates. Like every team LeBron goes on to and they miss LeBron, they start to collapse. You all noticed that with the Cavs and here. LeBron ain't getting no break. He's 36, man. He shouldn't be killing his ass like that, bro. Like, come on.
he got
The style he
injured,
was
they
playing
were a top two
without
seed
Jordan, he was
in the
still winning
Western
games.
Conference.
Can't
He
say that
should
for
be mad
LeBron.
at
You
them
can't.
for not
Right.
holding the fort down.
For me,
It's a good point.
here's my deal. I don't necessarily disagree with Perk. I wasn't a fan of the playing game because my attitude is that when you look at some of the teams, particularly teams that are below 500, I don't even want you in the playoffs. If you can't be 500 during the regular season, I don't even want you in there. I think there should be a rule.
But think about it, man. Like, those are just wins. Like some of them teams who have the most wins, they only won them games by like 2 points, 2 or 3 points. They didn't win those games by a big margin. So I think like the worst team in the league can beat the best team in the league, and the best team in the league can beat the worst team in the league. It can go any way. So like ranking doesn't really matter to the extent it does, but it doesn't. Like a team like
Against you being in the postseason,
doesn't mean
if
they're
you if
trash.
if
No.
if you're not even a 500 team, that's just my personal opinion.
Where are we at? Damn, we don't qualify. Okay, see, y'all gotta step your game up, man. We're number 13 right now. It's tough. I miss Westbrook. Spurs, Warriors, Grizzlies, Trail Blazers, Lakers, and Mavs. I feel like if you can't make it to the eighth seed, why are you deserve to play in the tournament anyway? Try again next year.
But upon further thinking about this,
It
I
don't-
don't really
it's
have a
like-
problem with it because I hear where Perk's
Kinda
coming from and where
wishy-washy,
Max has come from in the past
Kinda
in terms
mixed
of teams
feelings.
being held accountable and not being able to take those nights off. Here's what I will say that does make LeBron not look so good about this position. You weren't saying this when y'all were a top 2 seed. You're saying it now. You see what I'm saying? You're saying it now because you find yourself having to compete to avoid bubble play.
It's LeBron. He's 36. He's 36, Stephen A. He needs a break, bro. His team can't win no games without him, bro. They just can't. AD can win games, but like, come on, I need LeBron. We all know this. We all know this, man. Of course, when you're number 2 and you drop to number 7, you're gonna get mad about it. I would too. It's not
And
fair, bro.
that's something that he needs to reflect upon. And like Perk said, you should be happy. You should be upset at your teammates because the Lakers should not be this bad without LeBron James. Yeah, you don't have to be what you were with him, but you could at
True.
least be a 500 teams. They're like, I mean, they're like
Exactly. But
8
they're
and
not,
14 in their last 22
They're
games
terrible
or
without-
so.
not terrible, but
That's
they're like-
unacceptable.
they're
the
not
fact
as
that you've
good.
fallen off to
Not
this
even
degree
close.
should say something, particularly when you've played with LeBron enough, where even though he's the catalyst, Max, and he leads the way, you've been with him enough to know what you're supposed to be
S21.
doing,
You're not working
even when
on
he's
it.
not on the floor. And the fact that that doesn't appear to be the case and everything's a bit discombobulated, we got to look at Frank Vogel right now, but we also got to look at the rest of those players because you shouldn't be falling apart at the seams like this.
I want to address that before I answer the question. First of all, I don't agree with that because, Stephen A., when you have a chance to get 2 MVPs on your roster at the same time, you're going to always do it. And that means some of your other roster is going to be thin. You're not going to have a lot of starting caliber players. That was the Lakers. So they did a great job picking up Andre Drummond after the deadline.
That was a good
buyout.
pickup. That
And
was.
Dennis Schroeder is a starting caliber dude. But when you take the top heavy, where you put all your resources off a team, I thought the team did pretty well to stay afloat, keep their head above water, and basically be 500. Then AD got back. They got to reintegrate him. He's not 100% yet, and they started
LeBron's not 100%. AD is not 100%. The Lakers itself is not 100%. Come on.
losing
And they're
games.
still,
But I want to
they
say,
still in the playoff.
Perk, I
Ain't
think,
seen
as you
enough,
would say,
so.
you are preaching the gospel this morning, brother. I think it's great that LeBron had that reaction. Normally, I would say, boy, if LeBron's going at the league like that, the league's got to examine what they're doing. In this case, he's making the NBA look great because what it shows you is even the best player in the world is biting his fingernails right now, right? He is on the edge of it. He's thinking,
Because it's stressful, man. You have to play. First, you have to make it into qualification. Play in a tournament. You have to win in tournament. Then you have to go to the playoffs. Winning that, it's tough, bro. It's tough.
this league got me under pressure right now. Damn, I'm actually going to have to come back
And it's not like he's on the Clippers or Jazz or anything. He's on the Lakers.
and care about part of the regular season. Well, there's a chance what some team gets hot and beats us in a game, and then what's going to happen? I'm not in the playoffs? That's a disaster, right? So they got him under some pressure. What are the 2 biggest problems with the NBA? Which is, I think, the best league and the best game and all that. I grew up a baseball fan. NFL is king.
Baseball
but
is
like
boring.
the NBA, basketball's a
I don't
perfect
care.
sport. The NBA is as good as it gets. But one of the reasons you love it is because the best team always wins a best of 7. That's the same reason, nothing's perfect, right? You take a little something away. Since it's more predictable than the NFL or baseball, that takes a little something away from the regular season. Yeah, now all of a sudden you can't take the regular season for granted. The best team in the league has a few
Hey, he's
injuries,
right about
and now
that.
all of a
That's what
sudden
I'm
they
saying
could be
before.
facing a play-in
That's
game.
it.
And
It's not
in the
over till it's
playoffs,
over.
there's a
It's
little
like,
randomness
you can get
injected.
10
You know,
seed, you can
one
still
and
make it to
done in the
playoffs.
tournament
You can
makes
win a
March Madness
championship. You can
great.
break history.
The NFL, a lesser team could beat a great
ass, you
team
can
on
still make
any
it to the
given Sunday.
playoffs.
It makes the
You know,
playoffs
it's
great.
not over till it's
Baseball is
over.
random. It
It
makes the
still gives
playoffs
you that
great.
motivation to
The
keep on fighting,
NBA,
keep
especially
actually making
early in the
to
playoffs, you
qualification,
know who's
just
going to win.
qualify.
The 8's not going to beat the 1, right? But all of a sudden, the team that might have been the 1 is slipping because of injury, and they can get knocked out. It's great. LeBron's reaction makes the NBA look great.
It's
Just
LeBron.
think about this, right?
It's LeBron.
Right now, it's less than 10 games left in the season. And to me, the playoffs has already started. So we're keeping an eye on a team like the Washington Wizards, who are at the 10th spot in the Eastern Conference.
Low key, the Wizards can make something happen. Like they have potential, but like it just depends. Those from 13th seed, 15th seed to 10th seed. It would be surprising if they made it to 7th seed. To be honest, you know, can my OKC Thunder make it? Probably not. Probably won't make it. But it's all right.
And
Next
like,
team,
oh,
next team.
110 of their
they got
last 12.
playoffs.
Never
Russell
since when?
Westbrook and Bradley Beals must see TV. Are we looking down the line? We looking at the Boston Celtics battle with the Atlanta Hawks to see if they go get in the playoff position. We looking at the New York
Celtics.
Knicks
My boy
That's
right
right.
Jason
now, who
Tatum,
just hit a West Coast
Mr.
swing,
60
That's
point
right.
right?
game.
Who just did a West Coast, who just went West Coast for a couple of games and seeing
Yeah.
if they going to stay in the playoff race. So I love it because it brings out that competitive spirit. It shows who
It
really
does.
won
It
it or
does.
not.
Make you want
So
to fight
I'm
even
all
harder.
in for the play-in
Don't take
tournament.
anything for granted.
Thanks.
And that is the end of the video, man. So like, I'm kind of like mixed up my feelings about the playing tournament. I feel like it comes with some positives and negatives, but that's the end of the video. Leave a like, comment down below what you want to see next, and yeah, peace.